questions, page number 3, question number 1. Which of the following are matter? Chair, air, love, smell, hate, almond, thought, cold drink, smell of perfume. Matter is anything that occupies space and has some mass. There are three states of matter called solid, liquid, and gas. On the basis of these three states, we can define that which of these is a matter. Chair and almond are said to be in a solid state of matter as these have fixed shape. Cold drink is in liquid state as it has the tendency to flow. Air and the smell of perfume has gaseous particles which are free to move, so this will also be considered as a gaseous state of matter. While love, hate, cold, smell, and thought are not having any mass or neither they occupy space, these are just emotions or sensations felt by human, so they are not considered as matter. Question 2. Give reasons for the following. The smell of hot sizzling food reaches you several meters away, but you get the smell from cold food. You have to go close. Answer. The smell of hot sizzling food reaches several meters away as the particles of hot food have more kinetic energy and hence the rate of diffusion is more than the particles of cold food. Question 3. A diver is able to cut through water in a swimming pool. Which property of matter does this observation show? Answer. A diver is able to cut through the water in a swimming pool. This shows that the particles of water have intermolecular space and has less force of attraction. Question 4. What are the characteristics of the particles of matter? Answer. The characteristics of the particles of matter are: number one, every matter is made up of particles. Two, the particles of matter are small in size. Three, particles of matter have intermolecular space between them. Four, particles of matter have intermolecular force between them. Fifth, particles of matter are in continuous motion. Page number 6, question number 1. The mass per unit volume of a substance is called density. Density equals to mass by volume. Arrange the following in the order of increasing density: air, exhaust from chimneys, honey, water, chalk, cotton, and iron. Answer. Arranging substances in their increasing order of density: air, exhaust from chimneys, cotton, water, honey, chalk, iron. Question 2. Tabulate the differences in the characteristics of states of matter. Characteristics: shape, it solid, fixed shape; liquid, no fixed shape; gas, no fixed shape; volume, fixed volume; liquid, fixed volume; gas, no fixed volume. Rigidity or fluidity: solid are rigid, cannot flow; liquids can flow, not rigid; gaseous can flow, not rigid. Intermolecular forces: solids have maximum intermolecular force; liquids have less than solid intermolecular force; gases have very less intermolecular force. Interparticle space: solids have very less interparticle space; liquids have more interparticle space than solid; gaseous have maximum interparticle space. Compressibility: solids are negligibly compressible; liquids are compressible; gases are highly compressible. B. Comment upon the following: rigidity, compressibility, fluidity, filling a gas container, shape, kinetic energy, and density. First, rigidity: the tendency of a substance to retain or maintain their shape when subjected to outside force. Second, compressibility: the ability of matter to reduce in volume when any type of external force is applied on it. Gases and liquids are compressible. Third, fluidity. The tendency of particles to flow is called fluidity. Liquids and gases flow. Fourth, filling of a gas container. Gases neither have definite shape nor have definite volume. Gases take the shape of that container in which it gets filled. Hence, by filling a gas container, it means the attainment of the shape of the container by the gas. Fifth, shape. Shape corresponds to fixed volume and boundary. Only solids have fixed shape, whereas liquids and gases takes the shape of the container. Sixth, kinetic energy. The energy possessed by the particles due to their motion is called kinetic energy. Molecules of gases vibrate randomly as they have maximum kinetic energy. Density. It is defined as mass per unit volume. The solids have highest density. Question number three, give reason. A gas fills completely the vessel in which it is kept. Answer: the gas particles have a tendency to move freely in all directions as they have very less force of attraction between their particles. Also, gas doesn't have fixed volume. Gas can take the shape of the container in which it is kept. Therefore, we can say that gas completely fills the vessels in which it is kept. B. A gas exerts pressure on the walls of the container. Answer: the gas particles move freely due to its lesser force of attraction between the particles. Therefore, these gaseous particles continuously collide with each other and with the walls of the container with a greater force. These particles constantly move and hit the walls of the container, thereby exerting pressure on it. The A wooden table should be called a solid. Answer: a wooden table is very rigid in nature, which means that it has a definite shape and its shape cannot be changed easily and has a definite volume too. The shape is fixed due to strong intermolecular forces and it is incompressible. Hence, it attains all the properties of solid, therefore, it is considered as a solid. B. We can easily move our hands in air, but to do the same though a solid block of wood, we need a karate expert. Answer: air particles have very less force of attraction between their particles, so they have large spaces in between them, but would have very little space between the particles due to its high force of attraction. Therefore, wood is considered to be of rigid in nature. Due to this reason, we can easily move our hands in air, but the same will not happen through a solid block of wood. For this, we need a karate expert. Question number four. Liquids generally have lower density as compared to solids, but you must have observed that ice floats on water. Find out why. Answer: the mass per unit volume of a substance is called density. Density equals to mass by volume. As the volume of a substance increases, its density decreases. Through though ice is a solid, but it has a cage-like structure. Hence, there are large number of empty spaces present between its particles. These spaces are larger as compared to the spaces present between the particles of water. Thus, for a given mass of water, volume of ice is greater than that of water. Hence, the density of ice is less than that of water. A substance with lower density than water can float on water. Therefore, ice floats on water. Page number 9, question number 1. Convert the following temperature to Celsius scale. First, 300 Kelvin. 300 minus 273 equals to 27 degrees Celsius. 573 Kelvin equals to 573 minus 273 equals to 300 Kelvin. Question 2. What is the physical state of water at 250 degrees Celsius? Water at 250 degrees Celsius exists in gaseous state, and at 100 degrees Celsius, water can exist in both liquid and gaseous form. At this temperature, after getting the heat equal to the latent heat of vaporization, water starts changing from liquid to gaseous state. Question number 3. For any substance, why does the temperature remain constant during the change of state? Answer. During the change of state of any matter, heat is supplied to the substance. The particles of the matter uses this heat to overcome the force of attraction between the particles. At this period of time, temperature remains constant because this extra heat is taken by the particles in the form of hidden heat called latent heat to change from one state of matter to another state. Question number 4. Suggest a method to liquefy atmospheric gases. Answer. The atmospheric gases are taken in a cylinder with piston fitted on it. By cooling and applying pressure on them, the gases can be liquefied. Here we can see an image showing the method to liquefy atmospheric gases. Intext question, page number 10. Question number 1. Why does the desert cooler cool better on a hot dry day? Answer. The outer walls of the cooler gets sprinkled by water constantly. This water evaporates due to hot dry weather. Evaporation causes cooling of inside air of cooler. This cool air is sent in the room by the fan. Therefore, a desert cooler cool better on a hot dry day. Question 2. How does the water kept in an earthen pot called matka become cool during summer? Answer. The earthen pot is porous with a lot of pores on it. The water oozes out through these pores and the water gets evaporated at the surface of the pot, thereby causing cooling effect. This makes the pot cold and the water inside the pot cools by this process. Question number 3. Why does our palm feel cold when we put some acetone or petrol or perfume on it? Answer. Acetone, petrol, or perfume are considered as organic compounds which are volatile in nature, whereas volatile substances are those which are easily get vaporized. So, when we put some acetone or petrol or perfume on our palm, it absorbs heat from the surrounding or the surface of the palm and make the surrounding or surface of palm somewhat cool. This is the reason why our palm feels cold when we put some acetone, petrol, or perfume on it. Question number 4. Why are we able to sip hot tea or milk faster from a saucer rather than a cup? Answer. Saucer has a bigger surface area as compared to cup. Since evaporation is the surface phenomenon, by using a saucer instead of cup, we are increasing the surface for evaporation to occur. Also, evaporation causes cooling. Thus, we can say that liquid cools faster in a saucer than a cup. Question number 5. What type of clothes should we wear in summer? We should wear light colored cotton clothes in summer because light colored reflect heat and cotton clothes have pores in it which absorb sweat and allow the sweat to evaporate faster, thereby giving cooling effect. Exercise question answer. Question 1. Convert the following into Celsius scale. 293 Kelvin. 293 minus 273 equals to 20 degrees Celsius. Similarly, 470 Kelvin equals to 470 minus 273 equals to 197 degrees Celsius. Question number 2. Convert into Kelvin scale. First, 25 degrees Celsius. 25 plus 273 Kelvin equals to 298 Kelvin. B. 373 degrees Celsius. 373 plus 273 equals to 646 Kelvin. Question number 3. Give reason for the following observation. A. Naphthalene balls disappear with time without leaving any solid. Answer. Naphthalene balls disappear with time without leaving any solid because naphthalene balls sublime at room temperature and directly changes into vapor state without leaving any solid. B. We can get the smell of perfume sitting several meters away. Answer. Perfume particles have very less intermolecular forces due to which its molecules are free to move and it possesses high kinetic energy. Due to this reason, particles of perfume diffuses faster into the environment and we can get the smell of perfume sitting several meters away. Question number 4. Arrange the following substances in increasing order of force of attraction between the particles: water, sugar, and oxygen. Increasing order of force of attraction. Oxygen has less force of attraction than water, than sugar. Question number 5. What is the physical state of water at 25 degrees Celsius? At 25 degrees Celsius, water is in liquid state. At 0 degrees Celsius, water is at either solid or liquid state. At 100 degrees Celsius, water is either in liquid or gaseous state. Question number 6. Give a reason to justify. First, water at room temperature is a liquid. Answer. Water is in liquid state at room temperature because water does not have any fixed shape. It can take the shape of the container in which it is kept, and water has definite volume. It has a tendency to flow. It has weak intermolecular forces between their particles. An iron almirah is a solid at room temperature. Iron almirah kept in our room is said to be solid because it has fixed shape and definite volume. It contains strong intermolecular forces between the particles. It is rigid in nature, difficult to compress. Question number 7. Why is ice at 273 Kelvin more effective in cooling than water at the same temperature? Answer. Ice at 273 Kelvin can easily absorb more heat energy from the surrounding in the form of latent heat of fusion to become water, whereas water does not absorb this extra heat from the medium. Thus, cooling effect of ice is more effective than water at the same temperature. Question number 8. Why does what produces more severe burns, boiling water or steam? Answer. Steam at 100 degrees Celsius will produce more severe burns than boiling water as it has extra hidden heat in it, which is called latent heat, which is taken up during state conversion, whereas the boiling water does not have this latent heat. Question number 9. Name A, B, C, D, E, F in the given diagram. Conversion of solid into liquid is called fusion. Liquid into gas is called vaporization. Gas into liquid is called condensation. Liquid into solid is called solidification. Conversion of solid into gas directly is called sublimation, whereas conversion of gas into solid directly is also known as sublimation.